You have reached the former random hotline. Sorry we missed your call.
Sorry we missed your call.
Now when I hear that theme, I'm always thinking to myself, I haven't figured it out yet. What could I remix with that? Like, what combination of power do I need in order to get that in there? I don't know yet. Maybe you all have some suggestions for it. But tonight, it is Myst Calls doing Myst Calls. We are going to be talking about the game Myst, its sequels, parodies, but also mostly I'm going to play Myst and see what the fuck, if I can figure out what's happening. I don't really know. It's Myst, everyone. Bonnie, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Hopefully my line won't get clogged like last week.
Oh, yes, that'd be terrible. The new, I don't want to say remake, but like graphical enhancement, let's call it, of Myst that has different options for you to do it. So there's a randomized puzzle thing, but I want to do the classic 1993 Myst because here's the thing, audience. I'm going to probably need some of your help along the way here to figure this out, but maybe I'll be a smart person and do it myself. We'll see. So audience, feel free. I don't want you to hesitate to give clues or like say stuff or talk about things that you've played. So this is a fun, casual thing, and we probably obviously won't even get through the game in this one session, anyways. But yeah, I'm excited to play it. So I'm gonna go ahead and click this.
I'm in the same boat as Lena. When I was a little receiver, I didn't get that far in it. And yeah, we are our own game. I can't believe there's an option to replace the FMVs. That's the thing that really shocks me.
I fell into the fissure.
I got just the volume on this. Sorry. Oh, and of course, when I alt tab it, lowers it down. Sorry, y'all.
Of which I had only a fleeting glimpse.
Oh shit! Wait, what?
I've tried to speculate where it might have landed, but I must admit that such conjecture is futile.
It is.
Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me.
It came back again.
I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
No, it hasn't.
Hi there, Myst.
Oh yeah, and Myst is an open-world puzzle game from the 90s that's been remastered a bunch of times.
I vaguely remember. I've started Myst a while ago. Like, not the original version of it. Then I don't think I got very far in it. But we'll see. I know I'm familiar with puzzle games and I'm familiar with adventure games. In fact, one of the things I want to take you all through at some point is the Dr. Brain series of games, which were very education puzzly games that Sierra made. Okay, press the escape button, keyboard open. I mean, I think I'm good now, but oh, look at this. There's a dock. And there's a lever, and whenever there's a lever, I want to pull it. Okay. Well, I pulled the lever, so I guess I'm going to keep walking forward. And Void, I absolutely will make my way to Swamp at some point to do VR, because I think I will be objectively hilarious in how much of a klutz I am. The first time I put on VR, it, like, was upsetting. Because it felt like at first it was a very gaming game thing. It was super hot, so it was in very, very game world. I'm like, okay. Then it went to a more photorealistic part of the game. I'm like, uh-oh, this looks too real, and I don't like this. My brain
I
is
love super hot.
all right. And another lever. I don't know if I'm supposed to be clicking all these levers, but I'm assuming yes. Might be one of the things.
I think so.
Positions. Might be the other, but okay. Hey there. Oh, okay. Sorry. It'll be quicker to go through. Blah. Okay. So apparently you can sit in this thing and look at it. There's these.
Am I still skip echoing? Oh, I am now. Oh yeah, pissed was the parody.
Oh, okay. So I'm guessing I have to then. So I'm assuming out of context, I'm not gonna get much from this. I don't have to like do it. So I'm just gonna pick a random date here. I like the number 11.
I also thought it might be me. Oh, I am getting some echo now.
Oh, okay. You're getting an echo?
Yeah. You might just want to just
turn my headphones down, probably.
No, it sounds like better audio than that.
There. I'm
Let's
sure
see.
what would be. I don't think my Brave browser, sorry. Yeah, my Brave is not going through on voice meter that hard, so. Well, let's go into this open area here. Use spacebar to take a photo. You can access photos through the menu. Okay. So, guessing those are the parts that.
Ooh.
Oh, geez. Thank you, camera, for doing that. Well, books. Oh, dear. Well, that seems to do something. Oh, I can't. Okay. That's all I can do with that. So then. Now, this is weird. A painting of a hallway. And a painting of a different hallway that leads to trees. And another weird book. Okay, books on a bookshelf. Oh. Oops, nope, go back. Okay, click this, click that. I don't know how to go back a page. Okay. It has been a while since I've heard only silence, and I enjoy it greatly, I think. For some reason, I do not feel altogether welcome to this new world in which I have arrived. But how could I be unwelcome in an age with no inhabitants? It is, of course, only in my head. The world is very beautiful, but I think I have yet to ever write in a journal that an age I have linked to is horrid or disgusting. From the grassy hill where I am standing, I can see green fields below, along with a few scattered forests. A rather large lake looms in some distance from where I am standing, yet the water's blue can be seen plainly from here. The air is fresh and the sky is sparkled with white clouds. Okay. It's absolutely breathtaking, and yet that strange feeling again. Perhaps it is the hot breeze continuing to blow from the north, hotter than I would have imagined. It almost singes my skin, and I feel quite uncomfortable when it comes. I'll try to ignore it. Night has almost arrived, and the sunset is spectacular. Oranges and reds have settled above the western horizon. Though night has come, the horizon still glows dark red past sunset. Dark red flows from the horizon and blend into the black sky. Again the feeling, and I'm beginning to believe it is not at all in my mind. I must sleep now. I will need my strength to explore more tomorrow. I have had to return home due to an unpredictable natural occurrence more frightening than I have ever experienced. I was awakened by terrible shaking in the ground and explosions on all sides of me. Gigantic balls of fire were falling from the sky, and I immediately left for fear of my life. I must remember to bring a Myst linking book with me when I return, in case the one I left there has been damaged or destroyed. Wow, okay, there's more. I've returned to a different world than the one I left only 3 months ago. It's been transformed to a barren desert land with only gigantic craters scattered across the land to provide variety. Strangely enough, the small grassy hill where I spent my first night remains exactly the way I found it. Apparently, the falling meteor did not hit this area, leaving an oasis in the midst of this horrible desolation. The hot wind, I remember, has turned into a rather pleasant breeze, which is at least one improvement. I fear it is the only improvement. The magnificent lake I once saw on my first visit is now completely dried up. However, another lake now exists, and it appears to be quite a bit larger. I assume one of the falling meteors created this lake due to its circular shape and the jutting rocks that grows out of the center of the lake. The rest of the world seems like desert, although I will verify that statement with closer inspection. Though the world has little visual excitement to offer, it offers much to the ears. Sounds constantly throw through my ears, and I have found where a few of them originate. It seems, as Catherine says, I do find beauty in everything. Last night I was awakened by a horrible hissing. I was sweating and the heat was so intense that I immediately dipped my head in the nearby stream to cool it down. The hot breezes had returned along with a low roar from the ground. I walked a short distance to observe some red flames shooting up from the earth. Suddenly, the ground began to crack and a huge chasm opened. The chasm continued to grow until it was far too wide to cross. Then the tumult subsided, leaving only a dull roar. I decide, however, I can use the chasm to my advantage. Perhaps the heat from the chasm can be harnessed. Oh,
I don't remember doing the reading.
Collect heat reading chasm. Even as the chasm has ripped through the surface of the world, it has opened a whole new world to explore. Although uncomfortably hot, I found it possible to reach a cave in the chasm that has been created, and have now explored deep into the crust of the planet. I have found a vast underground cave system that will take many years to map and explore. I will also look for a safer way to reach the underground than through the chasm wall. The age seems to change on its own, so I feel I should leave it again and see things are different when I return. It's also important that I check Cirrus and Acnear and make sure everything is going along well. More names. When I return, I also have to bring back tools I will need for my plans to explore the underground. What do you think is going on with my voice meter?
I think that's where the echo's coming in, because the echo changes when I turn echo cancellation on and off on your mic.
Let me figure that out real quick. Might be
because it wasn't
okay.
Before.
Is it there now?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still hearing the sweet sound of my beautiful receiver. I think more phonies is great for everyone.
It is. However, not. Sorry.
It's weird that it wasn't happening earlier. I think the echo cancellation's helping, but then it distorts the audio for the game.
Double the phony, double the fun.
Double the fun.
Do you? Let's see here.
Quadro.
Phonia. Because y'all shouldn't be hearing the one that I have the Brave sequestered in.
What's your output in StreamYard?
My output in StreamYard is my speakers. Oh, do I need to have my output be my mic? Or...
Maybe. Well, the input should be your mic. The output might just be your headphones.
Let me try that.
And then maybe I. Oh, nope.
Is this better?
I mean, it's pretty neutral. It's a lateral move, really.
Okay. Since that's the case,
I'll just turn echo cancellation back on. It's better, but I'm still getting me.
Let me take one more second here to figure this out. I'm gonna maybe try putting it into a different channel and seeing if that just helps. because I believe I still hear you, Phony.
Yeah. Oh, I'll keep talking again. Yeah, we got the classic TCGS phone noise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you? I'm assuming you still hear the echo.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo.
I can't figure this thing out. Boo, boo.
I'm wondering if there's a quietness I can do, but I don't think so.
Or adjusting on my, if I put
because the echo was just distorting everything a little bit because it does noise suppression.
Yeah.
And it's just weird that it wasn't happening before. But I definitely hear it. It didn't get worse. I noticed my tone. Well, actually, I guess it did get worse.
That somehow made it worse. Okay.
Somehow. Or I just started talking more quickly.
I reduced the. I took that.
Interesting.
Okay.
It was like that scene in The Last Jedi where there's a hall of rays for a second there.
That's weird.
But wait. Okay. Yeah, it seems a little better. And I still heard the page turn. It just, the music might get a little messed up, but that's okay.
We'll deal with that as it comes.
One phony! Okay, yeah, it's better now.
Some raw materials. Scanning real quick. Begin to the bridge. Okay. So, well. In case that matters.
Oh, well, yeah. Emily has 2 phonies, but that's an exception.
Those prized inventions could never imagined it come together quite. I doubt it could possibly work with 14 instead of 8.
Was the camera meant in the original Myst?
I feel like probably no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be something.
Because in this Arrow, they were much happier to have you have to have like a notepad by your game.
So that would be, let's see here. So you're doing a C and F, a C and F, a D flat, and a B flat? Okay.
Opening with a music puzzle. Where's Blog when you need him?
I should set nice picture of the island.
Oh, a whom named Maddie says the original box came with a Myst notebook for people to write in.
Right. That's the end of the book, so.
And Potatoes Molasses has a good question. Do we know if there's a limit of photos? Or can we take a picture of everything?
I've never played this. I don't know.
That's true.
Good as mine.
No, Missy has not played before.
Okay. Once there's only trees, and we discover more about this. People make noises. They're walking in the water flows with changing color, climbing a ladder. Okay, show me diagrams. And where's the color of the ink has anything to do with anything? I don't want to skip all the story, but I also don't want this to be just a thing of me reading the entire time. Because my voice will get very tired and everything. Okay, that's last there. So some sort of future bridge. And then it will go to Kashyyyk. Apparently.
That is so Kashyyyk. May I say that's Trey Kashyyyk.
So, man, look at those many pages. I've been in plays where I don't have that much dialogue to say. Jesus.
You don't want to do a thing of you reading. You're playing Myst, says WizWorld Live.
Oh no, it's not that I want to do anything reading. I just don't know if it's entertaining for me to read through all of this.
That's never stopped our channel.
I don't fucking know what Myst is, Wiz. You can't just sit here and go like, "Oh, look at him being above the game" or whatever. I don't fucking know what this is. I'm just trying to get pictures of puzzles and things that make sense.
Excelsior!
And I will go back and read some of these and see that they're good.
This one was invented by a writer.
So many books. Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember this scene at all from playing it as a kid, so no wonder I was
I'm going to
confused.
step back from the books for a second and do some more world exploring, and then come back to the books when I feel like I might need more fixing. Okay. Oh, don't. Was that you see this?
See you.
You don't see me. I'm not serious.
No, I'm phony.
Bring pages.
Okay, we put one blue page on that. So something with more blue pages. Better than
Forever.
forever and ever.
Pages.
You want blue pages. That one will want red pages. Okay.
Oh, Ahune Maddie says, "Oh, that's funny. They're 3D characters now. In the originals, these are FMV sequences."
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know why he wants the government agency phone book.
Okay. Alright, so I'm guessing those are. Yeah, I will come back and read these once I have explored a bit more, but I kind of just want to do some interactive stuff before we get into reading novellas. Yeah, that's probably Sagittarius, which is the archer. Or I guess I don't know what a leaf will be. Okay. And of course, an ostrich. Right. And then a model ship. Yeah, there are symbols on top of it. That's this as well. I want to do everything. Clock tower over there. Okay. These things. I'm assuming we can interact with this to set the time.
It's hard to overstate like how or to get across how big a deal Myst was at the time.
I remember it being a big deal. A lot of my friends and stuff have played it. It's just not one that my dad got, so it's not one that I played. Hello, basement.
Hello, basement.
Hello, cavern. I like this.
Bootleg Bart mentioned earlier, remembering how beautiful Myst looked. I remember it looking like too beautiful for what my brain thought a video game could be.
Power to ship generator switches. Cool.
At least I've heard. Again, I don't have eyes.
So we will have to go back and probably in one of the books figure out this generator switch. Because I'm assuming it's not going to be as easy as me just going blah 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 blah. But also, this I'm going to have to commit to streaming other times. Okay. So part of this is I want to just explore it with you all. I don't when Block is here, we're just going to talk about the game series in general as well. But let's just all these switches and cool. So a safe is there. Have to do with gas pressure of something, and nice little not mural, but whatever. All right. So either does it move it or it is just low, so we can figure that part out. Okay. I'm also taking in what puzzles I'm looking at so that I know when we go back or I look at the books, I actually have context for what I'm looking at. And I think that's the other thing that I just realized. I'm like, I'm not going to know what any of these visuals are until I actually explore this island and see what it is. And I'm also remembering a second thing, which is we don't just stay on this one island. that's going to be fun to figure out. Okay, so the ship over here. And let's push that button and see if we can get in. Okay, we are clicking it. Nope, nothing there so far. Thank you, camera. I'm guessing part of our goal will be to power that up, and I don't know if that's our way out of here or what. Also, the opening was very ambiguous as to why or how we got pulled into that void to begin with. Well, I try to see the only thing that works that way.
Yeah, it's unclear how we became a thing from the void. So I have some extra details about Myst Online.
Do tell.
The MMO sequel, which was the multiplayer component of Uru Ages Beyond Myst, which is the 4th game in the Myst canon, and unlike all these games, takes place in the modern day and lets you just actually customize your on-screen avatar.
Cool. All right, so so I guess we have all of our situation things here. We want to be able to, I assume, drain the water from this or raise it so that the ship probably gets raised in reality over there. We're going to have to deal with the symbology on these things. I don't know how significant that is to connect in there.
Potatoes Mill also pointed out there were books.
Yes, I'm going back. I'm going back to the books. I want to do reading. I just didn't want to sit there and read everything before I had the context of it.
Oh, the manual had the introduction narrative that leads to the movie.
Oh, interesting. Then
they brought back the Uru MMO too. It's free to play now, and it's entirely fan run. And there's a new fan led chapter to the MMO that just launched. It's called Myst Online, Uru Live Again.
So now
it just seems too close to Myst Online, you woo live again.
Okay. So I'm going to go back to the first book that we did actually read. Now, this is not a map of our island, for sure. And we had no piano puzzle. There's the rocket, so we need the compass. There's some sort of satellite there. Collect heat, rain. No, it doesn't have anything to do with what we had either. I think that was the first one. So cool. Okay. What was the symbol on the front of that? Not any of the ones that we have all over there. All right. So now I will go back to this one and actually do some reading. So, I've called the age Channelwood, and it is a very different world. Though it is exactly how I imagined it, it is still amazing to see it with my own eyes. Water covers this age as far as I can see, except for a small rocky island. Elsewhere, there are only trees which grow directly out of the water. A myriad of thin wooden passageways are built just above the water and disappear into the forest. I assume that they were built some time ago, for they appear aged. I'm eager to discover more about this land and its people, but I've arrived here late and I must rest. I was awakened this morning by strange noises coming from the pathway adjacent to the one which I had slept. I saw a group of monkey-like people heading my direction. They had not seen me yet. I did not feel threatened by the presence. Their response to me was one that I would have never expected. After staring at me for a short time, they fell to their knees and began to appear to some sort of ceremonial worship. I tried to speak to them, but they did not understand my language. Instead, they indicated through enthusiastic hand motions that I was to follow them. As I walked, I began to notice that the waters below us were changing colors. Slowly, subtly, they would change from deep blue to muddy orange, then from muddy orange to beautifully clear. I was so intrigued by the water, I hardly noticed that we had arrived at a ladder. Climbing the ladder led us to their village, which is about 10 meters above the water and can only be reached by rope. I wonder if that's that suspended thing we saw in the picture of it. Rope ladders that stretch from the lower paths to the village level, approximately halfway up the grand trees. It is very interesting watching these people carry out their daily tasks. Even after watching them for hours, I did not understand exactly what they were doing. At sunset, they motioned for me to follow them. I followed the creatures to the doorways of an enormous hut. Strangely, once inside, I found that the hut appeared even larger than it had from the outside. The walls were garnished with bright metals, and in the center of the hut sat the leader of these people. At least he appeared to be the leader, for he sat a meter off the floor in a thick throne. Guards surrounded the strong creature, who was dressed in many exotic, colorful fabrics. Next to the leader sat a very old human. At least to some extent he appears human. His hair, which was only on his face and head, was completely gray, almost white, and hung very long around his frail body. His thin head hung limply by an almost grotesque neck that could not hold its head up to look at me. What a surprise! This creature could speak my language. Shortly thereafter, I was given a bed with some hand motions that looked like it was telling me to go to sleep. I look forward to learning more. As I suspected, the ancient creature is a human, but he is old beyond his own reckoning and seems almost insane. However, the tree dwellers almost revere him as a god. They are treating me now in the same fashion, which makes me feel very uncomfortable. It is almost impossible to understand this old man. His voice is feeble but wild. He has adopted much of the language of the tree dwellers. He himself told me he had not spoken our tongue in ages. He attempted to explain to me the history of this place. The following is my best translation of what he has told me. Many years ago, the humans and tree dwellers lived in this place, which was then a vast island. They interacted very little. The humans dwelt on the ground, and the tree dwellers lived high above the humans. Occasionally, the island was disturbed by mysterious rumblings which had happened randomly. Some sort of tectonic or volcanic action, I suspect. The sometimes slight, sometimes heavy tremors would only last a short time. Then they were allowed to stop. Everything turned to normal. One day, things changed. The rumbling began and grew quickly to unprecedented levels. Soon it became apparent that the entire island was sinking slowly to the ocean around them. Oh, they're still talking to one person. I thought they were using the voice of the guy there. Many of the humans died that day, but not before sacrificing themselves in order to stop the sinking of the island. Okay. It's like that sunken ship. The humans who lived through this catastrophe moved into the trees where they gradually died out. Maybe because they were unequipped for such an environment, but I'm not sure. This is the story the old man communicated to me, although many details are very unclear in my mind. I'm especially confused as to how the humans saved the island from completely sinking. In fact, I doubt the accuracy of that part of the story. The island must have stopped on its own. Yet the old man believes in the truth that the story as if he had been there, and the tree dwellers worship him, and apparently all humans, as if they were heroes or gods. The old man ended our conversation today with an event I will never forget. He began gripping my hand tightly and murmuring something about rest and sleep. And then he said, we had expected you to come sooner. These actions filled me with a sort of immediate dread. With much effort, he stood to his feet. I tried to stop him, but he pushed me away with more force than I had imagined with his frail body contained. The tree dwellers quietly surround themselves with a very solemn face. Then they kneeled before him. He walked to each and placed his hands on their heads. All the while he murmured words which I did not understand. Finally, he turned to me and smiled. Then he closed his eyes and then walked out the door and off the narrow path high in the trees. The tree dwellers were silent. They began a procession down the nearest rope ladder. As I descended, I saw several of them picking up the bodies he had fallen onto the lower level of the walkway and carried it away. He was laying down at the dead end of a short pier-like structure. With the use of some portion of one of the tree creatures lit the pier on fire. I watched the flames engulf him. This strange funeral proceeded. The waters around the pier changed to a dull green. This morning I awoke, finding it hard to even believe the previous evening's events. The water is a dull green for as far as I can see now. For some reason, the water no longer shifts color. As I wander throughout the pathways, the creatures watch me, curious to see what I will do next. They are constantly offering me strange objects of affection. I even found food outside the door to the room in which I had slept. This is a unique race of beings. I hope to learn their language soon so that I may learn more from them. Now we're in his blue period. I have lived on this world for 3 months off and on, and that's so hard. Tree dwellers have shown great hospitality. I'm even beginning to learn bits of their language. I decided to return home for an extended stay with my loving wife and sons and hopefully return with them. However, I'm sure Catherine will once again refuse, so that's the wife. I think this age would be a wonderful experience for them all, and I think at least forward to how serious and Acnear will react to its curious inhabitants. So those are the kids. Catherine is saying behind as expected. My sons have returned with me, and they enjoy this age very much. They get along well with the tree dwellers and are picking up their language surprisingly fast. I have no doubt that it will not be too long until they can speak with the tree dwellers much better than myself. I am leaving tomorrow to check on Osmanian age. Okay, I'm guessing that's one of the different worlds or portals. Sirius has suggested that I allow him and his brother to stay. Though the idea unsettles me, I know the boys are growing up rapidly. The hospitality of these creatures is such that I could think of no better place to leave them alone for a short while, so I will consent to their request. I warned the boys not to take advantage of the respect that the tree dwellers have for their ideas. They seem to understand my warning, and I have faith that they will follow. Much to my dismay, upon arriving in Everdunes, I learned that Pran and her people are continuing to be menaced by the Kochik. I fear for their survival and plan on returning to her shortly, after checking on Sirius and Acnar here. See Everdunes Journal for more information. We'll get there. After watching Sirius and Acnar, I see they're handling things very well, and I think I can put rest any fears about leaving them in the Channelwood again. And for a little longer time. Now we're in purple. The tree dwellers seem slightly distracted by the fact that I'm leaving, but are happy that Sirius and Acnar are staying behind again. Third one, red or orange, I can't tell. I have been gone for over 3 days and have been to many different places. I had to tell Sirius and Acnar about Pran's death today, and they were visibly shaken, although they only remembered her from their childhood. Catherine has suggested that it would be wise for Sirius and Acnar to leave Channelwood for a while, and I have to agree. They'll be returning with me when I leave again. I've told my sons that they will be returning with me in 2 days. They spent the entire night telling me of an adventure they experienced in my absence, and it was rather remarkable. It seems they constructed a boat with the creatures and traveled some ways out into the surrounding waters. I enjoyed hearing them talk excitedly of their adventures, and I'm reminded of my own adventures as a child. I finally understood why tree dwellers have been giving me their many inks and insisting I write them. Looking through some of my past entries, I see now that the inks have been changed from black. From the black I thought they were, to various different colors. I've shown some of the creatures in my journal, and they laughed and howled. I did not know they had such a sense of humor. Even now, as I look through this very colorful journal, I can't help but laugh myself. We'll be returning tomorrow, so my sons are with the creatures for the last night here. They have told me they would like to come to Channelwood again and asked if they could visit some other ages alone. Though I will have to think over their request, I believe they have proven to me that they are trustworthy and responsible. Catherine will also have to help me decide whether they are ready to travel alone, for I must give my farewells for the creatures. I do not know how long it will be until I visit this age again. Okay. So there'll be some sort of wheel on the future bridge. That's obviously the dwellings. That's all for that book. Okay. It'll be interesting to know chronologically which one of these books started first. Because I went with the one that says Myst on it first. So now we're in Channelwood. So now he mentioned...
I discovered a surprising historical detail about our world and Myst.
Which is?
That Myst was almost a Disney theme park attraction?
What?
Yeah. In the late 90s, Disney was in talks with Myst's development studio Cyan to create an entire island at Walt Disney World in Florida where patrons could live out the world of Myst.
That's fucking wild. That's, again, to give the context culturally of how big of a deal it was.
Yeah. And I think the rest of this article is just... Yeah, so they were going to take the abandoned Discovery Island and turn it into Myst. You'd get ferried to the island in the morning, and then you'd spend the day there, and then come back at the end.
Okay. Emmett was the first to live on the rocks.
Oh, we also have a tribute that we should show from Things from the Void.
Oh, go ahead.
Of Quadrophonia.
I can't wait until we have our canon night for Phony. I'm so excited for you to tell us about your background.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait.
Emmett, well, you have to because we got to get Myst first. Emmett was the first to live
Riven,
on
a sequel to Myst.
Oh, my God. Y'all, my life is just going to be streaming this bullshit, and that's fine. So I need stuff to do. Emmett was the first to live on the rocks. He named them rocks because of what they were, a group of sharp rocks clustered together in the middle of a large sea. This is where Emmett lived. He enjoyed his life. Emmett would occasionally swim to nearby rocks as if it was never too far of a distance, or as it was never too far a distance. One day, another person appeared on the rocks for no apparent reason to Emmett. Emmett named this new person Branch. Emmett and Branch quickly became friends, swimming and hunting for fish together often. Emmett showed Branch the simple cave in which he lived on the largest rock. Soon Branch discovered a place where he decided to live. Also on the same large rock, the sun always shone brightly in their world, and the water was always dazzlingly clear, allowing them to see almost to the deep ocean floor which surrounded them. Though the sun always shone, it was never too hot for the boys. A light breeze always came from the north and cooled the area down. One day while Branch was swimming and having fun in the water, he noticed another boy swimming. Branch brought the new boy to Emmett to find out what to call the new boy. Emmett said the new boy should be called Will. This all sounds like some sort of weird, like, origin mythology for, like, a sci-fi. I mean, this is really great, but this sounds like Narnia bullshit. And I like it. Okay.
Have you looked outside recently?
No, I have. Oh, is it snowing again?
Yeah, look.
Oh yeah, I can see it snowing.
That's dumping. Look at that dump.
Branch brought the new boys. Okay, Will was soon a part of the group, and all three of the boys swam and enjoyed their perfect world. At least this is the story I was told when I arrived on the island. Emmett, Branch, and Will were surprised to see me at first, but even before the night ended, we were all becoming good friends. Today, the second day on this newly created age, a strange thing happened. It was not strange to me, but the three boys did not understand what was happening. While I was relaxing under a large tree on one of the smaller rock islands, it began to rain. It was a nice rain that lasted for about an hour in the morning. I explained to the boys that the rain was not harmful, yet they obviously still feared it. Before going to sleep tonight, I told the boys I would leave the following day. I told them that while I was gone, I would make a surprising change to their world, or in their world. They didn't understand it, not that I expected them to. I saw, who is this god master being that's just like fucking about all these places, being like, no, I got this. I still do not fully understand what happened today. I was experimenting with the art, testing the limits of the rules as dictated to me by Father. I attempted to create a boat by writing it into the world. Oh, okay. So it is like Narnia. You're a C.S. Lewis over here making it. I thought everything was planned correctly, yet somehow the boat had become gripped by the rock and broken in half. Although the test did not turn out as I hoped, I now have answers to a few questions my father never answered. And this is the son of the person that wrote the other ones. As for the boat, I can see the boys enjoying it, and with that I am pleased. They have played on it all day. Even though the boat cannot move, I've enjoyed studying it. It is a much sturdier platform than jagged rocks. In the course of my observations, I learned some very interesting things regarding the solar system of this age. The nights are absolutely beautiful here. I've made a note of named a number of constellations that pass above me. Okay, I wonder if we're on the rocky part first, if the constellation thing is here. Also, during the night, I catch glimmers of light from the horizon, which I have not been able to discover if it is. So it's just space. Created by, the font is so fuzzy, it really messes with me. Created by some natural phenomenon by an additional people on far-off island on rocks. I should very much like to discover which. I rather suspect it is additional people, which would explain the appearance of Branch and Will. The rain today was slightly heavier than usual, just like the snow. I'm playing the 93 version of the update. The rain today was slightly heavy. Oh, I see what you're saying. It'd be blurry because of that. Got it. The rain today was slightly heavier than usual. Just when the boys were getting used to the light rains, a small storm arrived. They were frightened by the heavier rain, not to mention the thunder and lightning. Thunder, lightning, the way you missed me is frightening. If rain has never fallen here until recently, as the boys tell me, I would like to discover why it is falling now. Regardless, I have decided to return home for a short while. I have also been thinking about some plans for a lighthouse that I hope to construct soon. I think that perhaps by shining a bright light toward the horizon, it might prove my suspicion regarding additional inhabitants. That would be curious They would be curious about the light and travel the distance to its source if they have the means. Cool. I have returned with many tools. Nope. I returned with many tools that I need for the construction of the lighthouse. I've decided that once the lighthouse is complete, I will leave for some time and let this world's own imagination have control. We have worked 3 weeks on the lighthouse now and are making great progress. The rocks that we were building on seem to not be as secure as I would like. I have had to alter my plans slightly, but those alterations pose no real problem. The boys are quite strong and have helped me immensely. I estimate construction will be done within 2 days. This all is very well written, which I know it's a award-winning game, but it just, it's just nice. The lighthouse is finished, and we are all proud of our creation. The boys are amazed with the structure The boys are amazed at the structure wrought from rock with their own hands. That evening, we powered up the generator, much to the boys' dread at first, and shined a great light to the horizon for many hours. I stayed that night in the top of the lighthouse, and in the morning awoke to observe the sunrise without my being coated with the chilly blanket of ocean dew I had become accustomed to. Wrong sentence. It was Will who first saw the girl. She was swimming not far from the boat where Will was getting ready to hunt for fish. Then Will noticed a man not far away from the girl. Emmett was pleased to meet an additional neighbor. I was going to say earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt the flow. I'm glad that a girl is being introduced because this was really like Sasha's fetched for a while. Emmett was very pleased to meet the additional neighbors. I feel pleased to leave this age. I've set in motion events that have nothing to do with writing or the art that will have more profound impact on this world than I could have ever written. Okay, Stone Ship Age. Well, this is also not where we are, but
it does seem like there's multiple ages.
Oh yeah, I the one thing I do vaguely remember is you do world jumping.
Oh, okay, yeah. You do world jumping.
I think I'd managed to get as far as to jump to one world, and then that was all I could figure out. But again, I don't even remember the puzzles. I probably didn't even read these books as much as I am here. Okay, I forgot my sentence that start there. Oh, there is a sentence there. So it just says, okay. Of it, this age, as a gift to myself. Oh, it was whatever was before the photo. There will wrap it up someday in the future. Only discover that it's changed so much that indeed it's a surprise. Besides, I have yet another new age that awaits me. It seems I'm going to need some way to travel underwater in this new age, and so much planning is in order. It has been 10 years since I left this age, which I have since called the Stone Ship Age. Upon returning, I cannot believe the changes that have taken place. The original 3 boys have grown into adults, and there are many new faces that I do not recognize. Branch told me that it has not rained for 7 years, and the cool breezes are back again. They're all very content and have been serving me with the new food and showing me new materials they've discovered. It even seems they have found gold somewhere. I see it in many forms around the island. My lighthouse has been kept in perfect condition, and it looked as if they tried their very best to keep it so. Yet I have noted that the entire rock it was built on has sunk approximately 40 or 50 centimeters. After the wonderful visit with my old friends, I wonder aloud with them what things will be like in another 10 years. Okay. So we're going to have to paint a picture of these because as predicted, these are indeed the symbols for our constellations. So now I'm going to have to find, so somewhere along the way, they're going to have to be dates that align with that constellation generator machine that we're going to have to figure out. So that will be something we do. I still don't know what that has to do with the lights that were outside of the ship on there, because all of those constellations are the same in the ones that we found on the book. Okay, so we read this one, this one. Let's do this corner one, actually. Oh, I can't. Oh, no, I can't. There we go. Okay, so this appears to just be, all right, bitch, here's some answers to some puzzles you need. Okay. Doesn't look like anything that I've come across so far, but That really is what this book is. Okay. How high do we go? Thank you, Humne Maddie. Oh my god. So many options. They can't. Okay. Oh wait, photo album is full? Oh, you bitch. You fucking son of a bitch. Oh, I can't believe it actually does that. Well, fine. We'll just.
What does it do?
I have a limit of photos you can take.
Oh, that makes sense. This is the 90s. You're probably using one of those disposable cameras.
That's true. Okay. So, is there anything else than this in here? How far do you go?
Or your SD card's full. I mean, one of the two. So do you have to go? You have to manage the photos, I guess, and delete them.
Yeah. And I'll do that when it comes to it. But I'm not obviously going to take every one of these.
It's also weird that you can't just like take the book. Because you'd think with something that's so clearly a reference book, you'd be able to like put it in your bag or something.
And the issue is I don't want to leave until okay. Deep breath. You're fine. You can do this. Every nice round number I hit, my brain goes, surely it can't go past that number. Surely it can't. Like, I thought 200 was going to be able to. Nope. We're going to 300.
It's a good sound bootlegged, Bart.
300 is the limit, and there's nothing at the end of this fucking book. That is all that it is. Okay.
Well.
Mechanical.
Okay. We're back to words, folks. Back to words.
And this is the gear on it, which we did have a gear on the thing that's in here. So it might be nice that we end with this one because
oh yeah.
So before arriving in this age, I was determined that it would be a journey to a world very different from my previous adventures. And it was. The sky here is dark and gray and incessant displays of flashing lightning in the distance. I met a very old man with a long beard and hair that hangs to his waist. He's very feeble and has trouble even moving. This man has obviously been through very many things in this strange world, and I've learned many things from him. He told me an interesting story of this world's history. Years ago, he told me that there was a beautiful city that rose up out of this water. It housed many people inside its walls, and people had everything they had wished for. The city was surrounded by 3 high hills, which rose higher than the city. On the east hill of the city rested a large lookout post. The people of the city had constructed the post expecting visitors to arrive from the east. The people had no means of traveling to the water, which forced them to merely wait for friend or foe. A time passed. Friendly visitors brought rumors of the enemy that existed beyond the horizon. The people grew fearful, yet nothing happened. One day, the unusually sunny sky became as dark as night, and black ships appeared on the horizon. The lookout post's attempts at peace were turned away, and the sentries there were easily overwhelmed. The ships continued to wreak havoc on the city, apparently destroying everyone and everything. After the foundations of the city were destroyed, the city sunk deep into the ocean, and only the lookout post remained. The black ship sailed away. The man continued to say that 8 people had hidden and managed to survive throughout the attack. In the 9 years since the attack, 2 of the survivors had died. He also said that it was rumored that 10 years from the attack, the enemy would return to finish the destruction they had started so long ago. I've decided, since hearing the man's story, it would be admirable to save this civilization and stop this enemy's plan of destruction. I'm excited about the adventure that awaits me, and an idea has sparked in my mind to provide the needed defense for these people. I have met the remaining survivors, and I have begun work on plans for protection. All right, I don't think that's... Okay. Can I not hit escape while I'm actually in this book? Why not go to my menu? I'm very confused. Oh, because I was literally in that little menu part. Okay. Well, I should save. Photo album. Delete all. Delete. Oh Lord, you have to go through this all individually.
Yeah, there really should be a like select multiple and then delete option.
Yeah. I'll clear 10 out, and then...
Well, and the fact that it didn't tell you about the limit.
To be fair, maybe they expect you to be more curious about the photo mountain to begin with, and not
perhaps
be like me. I mean, you should never be like me.
No, but this wasn't even in the 1993 version at all, Void.
Yeah, was a photo album in it?
No.
Can anyone confirm who played it? You said it wasn't?
Someone confirmed in the chat earlier. Okay. I think Maddie confirmed that it wasn't.
So yeah, things from the void. Peanut Gallery has a lot to say about our performance of this game, and yet... Oh, wait, no, hit delete all. I also wish it didn't, like, just go black. I don't know why it's loading that way. Okay, we don't need this. I don't need that.
That's true. It's the aesthetic of 1993. That's fair.
That's just words, pictures. These all have some sort of picture. I don't need this one. Probably don't need this boat. And I think I guess I can delete that one. I thought I already had deleted that one. And we don't need this other random shot. Okay, half of them are gone. No. I always think, for some reason, my instinct is to think that also is clicking delete all when doing that, but it's not. Okay. Last book of this section. There, okay. After a short absence, I have returned to the age with my two sons. They have, as of yet, traveled rarely with me, and they are understandably excited to be here. Okay, so that chronologically, okay. They have grown considerably since Everdunes, and it is already obvious to me that they will start to be a great help this time, instead of the nuisance they have been in the past. All three of us, along with 4 of the healthier survivors, began construction today. We are building upon this old city's ruins, which will provide a foundation for our fortress. My sons have been spending much of their time on the South Island, where most of the materials are stored. I'm very pleased with their intelligence and creativity. It's refreshing to see as they work on some small projects of their own. It has been over 4 months, and construction is going well. My sons love the world except for its gray sky. They detest the gray sky and tell me many times they wish the sky here was like the blue sky in Myst. The old man I first talked to tells me that the enemy is due in 4 months. I feel we will be ready when the time comes. The man reminds me of Emmett in many ways, and I often wonder how Emmett and his people are doing. So it's probably, if it's going in different ages, we're having recurring characters go through who can't remember different stuff about it. Okay. This seems... Oops. Okay, gosh. Now I'm going to take a picture of it because it's so dumb. That is what I want to take a picture of. Okay. It's been 6 months of work, and we finally finished the fortress. It rests between the 3 hills, which are now only islands due to a rising water level that people experienced after the attack. Inside the fortress, I've designed the most intriguing device. It makes use of technology called holography. I began experimenting with on my visits to Aspermere. So that's a new world. I don't think that's been mentioned before. It will be working in a couple of days after I compensate for some small miscalculations. The holographic device will enable the survivors to learn to use the fortress. The enemy is due to come soon, and I trust the fortress will provide sufficient protection for all of us. This is also not where we are, I don't think. The black ships have come. Their attack was substantial. Though weapons have been stopped, and it appears they have turned away in defeat. I could not help but smile as I watched the boats leave. Last night we had a small celebration, and the old survivors danced their dances of old. My sons did not understand why the sky had not turned back to its original blue. The old man told them that the storms would never end until the enemy was destroyed. I assured my sons that a blue sky was not worth the risk of death, and they seemed to hear me. I've been I've had a healthy adventure and have begun work on a new book. Once again, I must leave a familiar age in search of a new universe. I've begun, but a familiar age in search of a universe I have begun. But first, I will have extended time with Catherine, who I miss very much. I'm glad you have time to pop over to your fucking wife every once in a goddamn grand while. Apparently, she don't give much. Who is this guy? Okay, it's such dude energy. I must also return to the people of the tide. I believe in my travels. I have found a substance that will ease the pain of their bone ailments that they have long endured. I hope to return to the mechanical age one day and find a population growing on my fortress still strong. Though the sky may always be black, I'm confident that people here will feel a heavier darkness that has been lifted from their shoulders. These books are interesting and great. I don't feel like I'm any closer to solving any of the puzzles on this goddamn island.
I feel like the one that had all the squares filled in probably will just be like multiple puzzle solves later on.
Oh, I have to. Okay. I just want to make sure I can't.
Oh, it's the evil book.
You must tell me.
Oh, well, that plays out in the
Bring me a red page. I can't see.
I can't see you either. I don't have eyes.
You must. Please bring me. Beg of you, bring page.
Bring Page. Bring me Diamond Dallas Page.
I see.
I'm phony. You were giving up? That's like Ma Bell gave up.
No. There's one thing I need to be rescued.
What do you need?
Okay.
I guess he's not going to tell us. He wants a red page. Parts of the plot are sort of flying back into my hard drive.
Well, hello, sailor. What have we here?
My switchboard. Yeah, my operators at my switchboard are remembering details of the plot as we see these little books.
Oh my god!
Yeah, see?
Oh my god! Okay.
I told you that was going to be useful for a puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was going to be useful for a puzzle, but it's...
I mean, I didn't know if it was so obvious. Maybe it was interpretive art.
I assume nothing in... Oh. Oh, okay. Looking on things works and does stuff. That's what you do in games like this. Can't click the chandelier, though. Does clicking this do anything? Okay. Looks like a knob, but I'm guessing...
Ooh, I agree with Lena that you would probably like Viewfinder. It's a new game, but it feels Myst-inspired. Maddie played it on stream. It's like a perspective-based puzzle game. It also reminded me of Superliminal, which I think you would also like.
Oh, library. More books. Let's just go to the library because we're going to need to figure out something. Oh, I should probably close the gate. And not pull a Laura.
Safety first.
The elevator. Either.
Yeah, have you heard of Viewfinder or Superliminal?
I believe I have heard of them, but I have not played them. Oh, wait. Is Viewfinder the one where you take pictures and you walk through the pictures?
Yeah.
Because if so, Alex had a watch through of that he was watching sometime, so I know. Yeah, that does look fun and trippy and interesting. I wonder if there's a VR version. Okay.
There's probably VR for...
Okay.
There is Superliminal. Oh, there's not Superliminal VR, but they're working on it. Oh, Superliminal 2 may have VR.
Oh.
It's basically forced perspective, the game.
I will just save. Yeah, let's go down the ladder. Question mark.
I think I just assumed it was out.
Oh, there you
Super
go.
Hot in VR is very good, though.
Yeah, that's the first one that I've done in VR. Well, I should say only one I've done in VR. It's very interesting just turning your head and seeing someone shooting a bullet at you, and you're like, "Uh-oh!"
Yeah, oh yeah. I almost accidentally broke someone, or didn't. I accidentally almost knocked multiple things off the wall playing that because their VR room wasn't fully a safe zone.
It stopped snowing. Did Alex, have you played Myst before or no?
I would like to say that I looked at my dad playing Myst and getting really angry at the game. It made it a game that I didn't want to play because my dad is usually really good at puzzle games, and he said this was one of the most infuriating puzzle games he's ever played.
I see. I hate mechanic switches. Oh no! Wait. Oh, I have to click that one to go back outside. Okay.
The Stanley Parable was
So
really good.
fun. I love the Stanley Parable. I have such an affection for that game.
I want to play
is
the new
my
version.
sense of humor and everything. It's perfect. It's a perfect game.
Fluval and Intern Christie played it early on in the channel's existence.
That's one of those games that I love. Because we still don't have any dates, unless you're supposed to.
Yeah, that's archived.
Just move stuff around. Okay. So, is there anything else?
You definitely need, like a 6 foot by 6 foot cube for VR to not hit stuff. I would agree. I think it's under specials on the channel.
Yeah.
It's either under specials or Grand Aquarium Empire Simulation Dome.
Yeah, I have to either go to the swamp or you need to come to the Painted Lady, which is what we call our house. Because you owe me a Rasputin on Beat Saber. I was supposed to do that, and we never got to that either. Oh my gosh.
It looks like it is the Simulation Dome collection on Twitch, which has 2 episodes of 2 episodes of the Stanley Parable. Where we were also joined by Arthur from NASA, the Great Necromancer, and Rox.
Yeah. So all of these were in the book. Maybe I gotta go back and see if any of those had something had a compass, but did one of them have a time or something in it? I don't know which part I need to figure out first. First book. And since we know what part, or not this one, since I know what is plot versus what is actually like doing that. That is not. What are these blank parts here? I'm really confused if we're going to be able to ever fill them in. Nope, nothing. We really just did all those. There's no phony, audience, you don't remember any like dates popping up in here? Because I don't remember any dates. And so far I've already skipped 2. Okay. Sorry, everyone. I want to go read that first part of the section again. I'm just going to go out. Someone can just take a sample of this beat. Flipping through the page. Yeah, Potatoes and Molasses, that was Missy who put that on there. That was not the developers. Oh my gosh, I put too fast. There's that piece. I'm playing Book Flip Simulator. It feels like you're really flipping a book. Otherwise, I'm just gonna start hitting pick a random floor and go to it. Which maybe that's what you're supposed to do. You just click one, you go with the first one of these, and that's what you do first. So. No other real information or ability to do anything else. Let's just try it. See what one does. Or actually, I thought about memeing it and doing 69, but I'm already here and I don't want to go back. Let me go to my photo album, please. Thank you, game. Spamming the escape button. All right, so I'm taking a picture of a picture. I wanted to be all clever and do a memorization trick for it, and then I remembered I don't have to do that. Okay. Click, 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 click. Let me move my sensitivity up. Click and click. Okay, now it's too sensitive. Can't find a happy medium. Click, click. I don't know why I'm saying it while I'm doing it, but hey, enjoy some Missy Monopedia. Click, and then last one, click. And then push the button. Okay. Okay. You can hearing me give off your uncle playing games energy, just heavily sighing and getting mad at himself, not getting mad at like the game or anyone in the situation, just mad at the situation that and a time I'm trying to relax, I'm also having to do. See, if this my thing is that all the puzzle games that I like playing too, all were like based on like information you could actually ascertain, like trivia or history or geography or math or science and stuff. And so like I didn't need to just run around doing that. So well, what now?
Do you have to hit that button? Is that a button?
Yeah, I hit it, but like
oh, that just sort of undid all your work.
Okay.
Are you feeling pissed?
Oh, here we go. What is this? Oh, okay. So
You're doing something.
It went red there. It went red there. And there.
Red seems to be like when it's actually pointing at something.
Yeah. That's closest to us because that's that way. So did I walk up there? What is up there?
Don't cast me out, brother. Choose me. Choose me. Don't choose the other one.
talk about things from the void. Hey, Blogtoven, Mistoven, whatever it is today.
Blogriven, a sequel to Blogtoven.
Okay, so putting the laser on that didn't do.
Look how fancy this version looks.
Yeah. Also, get out of the camera mode. Nope. I
But we're using the original puzzles, not the randomized puzzles that they introduced.
Oh God.
Yeah, and that's what I don't know by randomized what it means.
Have you met?
So far,
I wish I remember their names. Have you met Cirrus and?
We met Red Book and Blue
are
Book.
we've met Red Book and Blue Book, if that's what you mean.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
And
We
we've
met
read
Red Book and Kelly
everything
Blue
in
Book.
there. And we have discovered behind this wall is a panel that lets us input these things. However, when we put it in there, it doesn't. When we put in a number, I just did 1. It doesn't do anything.
That might not be the right combination.
Yeah, but like, we've been given not a single numerical. We have not been given any numerical information that has been useful whatsoever in this game, and it's kind
You
of
might need to find some things in other books.
Yeah, where are the other books, motherfucker? That's what I'm trying to find. I don't know where other books are. Like, I know there's a library, but when I walk up here,
Have you entered any other worlds?
No,
Not yet.
Not yet, because we're still in this first area. Because I've read every single book that's available to me right now.
Do you want hints? Maybe.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Not until I try this one thing. Because now I've entered a combination. I'm going to see if going up this area does anything one more time. It's funny. I said it earlier. Oh, Chad, you can give hints. You can give clues. We're playing this for fun. No, I went full. Wait, these numbers weren't there before.
Huh.
Don't take any of my huhs as meaning anything either.
No,
I don't remember the solutions.
Taking a photo for myself. 7, 2, and 4. I mean, this is the first numbers I've actually seen in anything. But I don't. So.
Oh, you could take photos of stuff. That's got to be much easier.
Yeah, they added.
I mean,
you have up
can
to
only do
50 photos.
at a time.
Instead of having to write every fucking thing you can think of in a notebook, and then you look at your notebook and you're like, what does any of this stuff I wrote mean?
But you don't get a notebook, and you only have 50 photos.
No, well, I mean, when I played this game, 25 years ago, you would just have a notebook where you would write stuff down to help you out, and then eventually you would just use that walkthrough guide and then just follow that instead.
Many notes and wrote down symbols and stuff that appear throughout the game in Space Quest, so I get it. Okay. Let me make this. Here's what I'll do. So we've read all 5 of these books. We've explored every building outside the area. I flipped every switch that's outside. I hit the buttons to see all the constellations, but they don't mean anything to me just in terms of what they're there for, because I don't have any dates or any numerical values for anything else, except for the ones that we literally just got for this key thing or whatever. I found this. I tried inputting it into the wall behind there. I think we talked about this and do anything. The other things we've seen are all the constellations, but I don't have dates to put in yet in order to match any of the constellations that are on there. So I don't know if I'm just supposed to hunt and peck and do it that way. I have seen the PSA estimator thing, but I haven't figured it out yet because there's a fucking key, isn't there? Oh, is this the first thing I've actually unlocked? Pun not intended. Okay. We'll go back down there and see.
So I'm just wondering do you know what I guess the whole World of Myst gimmick is?
Well,
that's very vague.
I know you jump between worlds. I know that you like going through the books. And so I know you have to do puzzles and something through, but I don't know all the details yet.
That's probably I just basically was wondering if you knew about the books and entering worlds through books.
Yeah. Yeah, and we read all the. I read every word and every one of those books, and fuck yes! Oh my god! Oh, I'm so happy. I am so immensely happy right now. Okay, so I don't know if I can ignite it yet, or do I have to put the pressure on? You know what? I'll ignite it. Click. It's off. Put it on, and then I'm assuming then we got to get this. Nope. Click on it.
Also, I'll help you feel better. Is you're doing far better than I did without a walkthrough.
Okay, here we go. Is that better? I feel like that was what I needed to do.
Do you have to unlock the ability to go to other worlds, or do you have that
Yes.
ability at the beginning? Okay.
You have that. You have to find books that get you to other worlds.
Okay.
Yep. And I mentioned. Oh no, I mentioned last week. No, I mentioned in the Twitch chat last night that there are novels of Myst.
Emily Pineapple read a novel of Myst and didn't realize it was based on a game.
Wow. Yeah, there's 3 of them, unless there's more since then, but I have read all 3 of them. They're very good. I really enjoyed them.
Did you know that we learned this earlier in the stream that Disney World almost turned the Discovery Island, the abandoned island, into Myst Island?
That would have been weird.
That was like in the 90s. That was a plan they were talking through with Cyan.
So you can, so instead of Disney Quest, it would be Disney Myst.
Except, yeah, exactly. But you would actually get ferried out in the morning, have a day solving puzzles, and then leave.
And then there'd be those poor people who just never solved a puzzle and they just die on this island.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell random things about the books that I remember that I think are interesting. Get you some of the world building of Myst. So basically, yeah. So there are these worlds that you can get through books.
Go! Yes, God damn it!
Nice.
You mean Myst, the prequel to Riven?
So you have these books, and the civilization Deny, I believe that's the civilization name. There's the Book of Atris, the Book of Deny, and the Book of Tiana. I think those are the names of the novels. But essentially, this culture, they write these books with these elaborate scripts, and then they take you to these different worlds. And the key is that those worlds already exist. You don't create the worlds through the books, but you create a portal to those worlds by writing a book describing a world exactly as it is. And it takes you there, but you need the full book. If there's a page missing, the book no longer works. And so there's worlds in books and worlds. You can just write another book in the world you're in. And
everyone, I think we're going to Kashyyyk.
Ooh. And yeah, I remember being interested. And then it's if you have if you make one spelling mistake, then that world, that's not the right world. It's a completely different world. You need the exact book to get to the world you want to get to.
And that's why literacy is important.
Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs.
Users are losers and losers are users.
If anyone wants a really interesting, I know it's less than an hour, but time became meaningless at the very end of our Baldur's Gate stream last night, in which we had not 1, not 2, but 3 different romance scenes play out within the game. And at one point, all 4 of us were having simultaneous different experiences and possible romances at one point. And I lost my goddamn mind. If you really want to see at one point, my husband and our roommate Waldo had gathered nearby in order to just be and witness. So yeah.
Well, where is he?
Ooh, okay. So I just did that. Okay. So it's some control of the pipes here. We'll get started with that way. I'll do it the other way. We'll do those consequences later.
The amount of hours I played this game just doing.
So Void pointed out that there was a comic from Dark Horse of Myst in '97. One issue was published.
Wow.
And then they canceled it because they said it wasn't living up to their expectations. It was Myst, the Book of Black Ships.
Wow.
And they just... Oh, no, sorry. The Myst developers canceled the contract.
Ooh,
and then for Ribbon, I was like, I'm not going to use any sort of walkthrough, and I got nowhere in that game.
So
Ribbon was fun. Ribbon, I think it was 6 CDs, so you had to constantly switch the CD to load whichever area that you needed.
Coming in from the left. Sorry, I'm.
Yeah, it was 5 CD-ROMs, and then later a single DVD-ROM.
Amazing. You can play Ribbon on one disc.
And it is set after the story of Myst.
Yes.
And it mostly takes place in the age of Riven.
The motion blur is what was fucking me up. Now it actually feels good. Sorry.
I mean, you gotta play this game in its original attention of just clicking a picture and going, and then clicking again and going.
Well, so apparently the final Myst game had 3 control modes. One was like fully wandering. One was the original Myst control mode. And then there was another one that I don't remember, but I think it's interesting. I'm looking it up right now.
Is that Exile, or is that a?
It's Myst 5, game? End of Ages.
They made 5 Myst games.
Yeah.
What's after Exile? Exile was the last one I remember hearing about.
So End of Ages has the 3 moves of Classic Mode, which was where you click around.
I see what you mean.
Classic Plus, where you click around,
yes.
You can spin in any direction you want. And then the final one is Free Look or Advanced Mode, where you just walk around with WASD. But all the Myst games are Myst, Riven, Myst 3 Exile, Myst 4 Revelation, Myst 5 End of Ages, and then Uru Ages Beyond Myst.
Frog! Hi, Frog!
And Myst Online, Uru Live, which is still playable to this day and is now free to play and fan run.
Hi,
wow.
So that is turning. I'll see this in water.
That's true. I do love that. Though he got stuck trying to fly.
So basically, I feel like these are kind of spoilers, but they're spoilers for stuff that will take us hours and hours and hours and hours to get to.
Oh, but I don't know if I want to hear that.
Okay, so you don't want to hear me talk about any of the storyline of Myst that you basically only find out at the end of the game Myst.
Is it like literally is it stuff that develops over the time of the game? Or is it just basically like a big reveal there and like, this is what happened?
It's more just
Emily, our voice talking, whatever their name is shouting from the other room, saying, I want to know, I want to know.
Here's what you do. You start talking about it, and then I'll start disassociating, and then we'll be fine.
Perfect. So basically, this guy Atris, his sons suck and his father sucks. It's like one of those things where it skips a generation. So it's like he's like a good guy, but like his dad did a real number on him, and his kids are just shitty kids.
Gain is the Or Gen? Gain?
So let's this
Because he's the antagonist of Riven, is his father.
Yes.
Magnus goes into ground.
And I think Tatiana is his mother. She's good. One thing.
Catherine is his mother.
Okay. One thing that always struck me is okay. That makes I think
You're right.
And I don't even know. I don't know if we ever learned the titular person that we're talking to. I'm assuming we do at some point.
Atris?
No, trust me. Give it to me.
Atris narrates the opening of Uru, Ages Beyond Myst, which is set in the fantastical land of New Mexico.
One thing, I think it was in the third book that always struck me is they go to a book world. I'm just going to call them book worlds. They go to a book world where the ancient civilization that used to live there kind of migrated to. So they find like the descendants of the ancient civilization who've migrated to this new world. And when they get there, one of the locals says, "Can I see you?" And they're like kind of confused by it. And what you find out is basically they've enslaved the inhabitants of the world, and they've learned, speaking of disassociation, they've learned to not even see their slaves. They just have the slaves do all the stuff for them. And so when they see these strangers, they're like, "Can I see you?"
Oh, weird.
Yeah, that struck out for me. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to look at Myst Can I See You and see what we get.
I also like that it sounds like a bad translation of John Cena. Can I see you?
Can I see you? That gave me no tangible results. Wow. These are one of those things where I'm like, Google will find it. No, Google does not know what I'm talking about.
I need to be sufficiently more high for this last
Myst, I see you now, Mike? Oh, I can see. Oh no, there's a musician named Myst. Or like a DJ.
Okay.
Named Myst.
Blog. I'm gonna hit the hint button on my little thing. Where do I need to get this water to? Do you happen to know off the top of your head? Everything.
I think you just get to the top of a tree. Oh, try that elevator.
Okay, but there's no buttons on it.
No. It's probably where you pour the water in and it helps you go up.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I remember just going back and forth and clicking all of these things.
So that is directed that way. Oh, this is the one I thought. Yeah. So I come over here. That just needs to run off. And so it goes to this thing. But then it's like, oh, now I see the lever. I'm so bad.
Okay. So it's the Book of Atris, the Book of Tiana, and then the Book of Deny.
Oh, there's more Ewok Village than
You're right.
The Book of Deny probably has the least cohesiveness of the 3 published books. Major contradictions show up regarding events depicted in the previous novels. Cyan was in the midst of meeting deadlines for Riven while the Book of Deny was in progress and did not devote as much time to proofreading and editing as much as they desired.
But it was written by one of the co-creators of Myst.
I'm actually shocked that these 3 books came out before Riven.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
That seems insane.
And Rand Miller also was the CEO of Cyan Worlds, co-wrote the books, and played one of the brothers in the original Myst.
I know we're like in the last 20 minutes or whatever now. I will make sure to let people know. I may at least look a day ahead of time, or a couple days ahead of time, if I plan on doing more of the Myst stream. But I do want to continue this, and might as well cast it to all of you because content.
Well, and they have you played Abduction?
No.
It's the spiritual successor to Myst, developed by the same team. Whereas small spheres of human environments have been transported to an alien world, so they're just like suburban houses.
Here we go. This is what I was trying to figure out. Part 5 of the book. I don't know why the book's in parts, but Aegis is greatly impressed by the king and asks if he may bring his people to Terrani, where when the king learns of Denai's fall, he is relieved because the prophecy spoke of civilization being poisoned, and they had assumed it was their own. When Aegis and his party arrive at Idra's estate, there is a dinner, and one guest speaks of the unseen. Aegis is told that the bookworlders are unseen because they cannot write ages. That's right, they're not books, they're ages. They are called the Beast People, not to be confused with the Barrow of Denai. His grandmother and Catherine are bookworlders, and they can write.
You brought up kings, and I do have a clip I actually want to show that briefly. It's a quick clip that relates to that.
Go for it.
It's from Pissed.
Are you still here?
It's John
Can't
Goodman.
you see that I'm brushing my kitties? A king needs his privacy. Therefore, I declare myself private. No, private.
Wow.
Lauren Goodman's Atomic Blonde, the movie that's on tonight's. What are we doing? She's an actress. Whoa, podcast.
The book description contains many mistakes. It states that the Book of Denai is a story of Idra, but in actuality, he has only a small role in the plot. Tiana and Denai are incorrectly spelled as Tiana and Denai, with the letters being capital at the end of the apostrophe. It says that the story has been kept secret for thousands of years, but in fact, it was less than 200 years.
Yeah, John Goodman is King Mattress.
I thought he was King Ralph.
He's both. In Pissed, he's King Mattress.
Well, I think we just figured out our theme for next week: King Ralph versus King Mattress.
I like King Ralph, but we should find a different. I don't want to double up on our Myst. I mean, unless we just want to stream more Myst next week too.
Oh, or we could do next week. We could do Myst Calls
content, totally different.
Yeah, next week we could do Myst Calls with the former Randers
and talk about Pissed while Misty plays Myst.
The sticker.
I'm usually walking in circles, but I guess I'm going to go to this thing and then go down it.
There was a sticker on the box for Pissed that said the best-selling CD-ROM game of all time is not inside this box, but a very funny parody of it is.
Amazing.
Because Myst was the best-selling CD-ROM game of all time until The Sims broke the record.
Wow.
And John Goodman also sang the intro song, I'm Pissed.
What can he do?
I'm going to keep walking with that as my center of eye focus so that I know the route I need it.
Has anyone ever played Starship Titanic?
No, I know it in by Douglas Adams, but I have not played that.
Yeah. At the time, it was revolutionary because, although it says revolutionary, I feel like other games did it, but you could type, different things, and the NPCs might react to them and give you certain clues. But that sounds like all games. For some reason, I remember reading Douglas Adams talk about how revolutionary it was, but it just sounds like every other game. So I don't know.
figure out where that wire starts. Is this the same place that it started?
And that's another game that I could not beat.
No, I
and it's definitely very Douglas Adams. There's a part where you can there's a button that says "Don't press this button," and then you press the button, and it's John Cleese voicing a bomb, and he goes, "Everything's gonna blow up," and he starts counting from like 900, and he literally just counts down, and then if you click on him, he goes, "Oh, I lost my spot," and he starts over. But if he goes down to 0, then the whole thing blows up and the game is over.
So part of why Starship Titanic had the bots was because they thought Myst lacked proper interaction with human characters because there's no humans in it, and so it was them trying to make up for that. And yeah, you could actually do natural language typing rather than just specific keywords.
Yes.
Which was cool. But yeah probably it isn't as impressive anymore.
No.
I hope I didn't come all the way over here to pull that lever.
It was mostly me going up to things being like, just tell me where to go.
Oh my god, I can run this whole time? Oh my god. This is a great thing to discover at the end. Get out of my way. Oh my god.
Oh, so you read the middle one. That must be extra confusing.
We were also saying that Missy would probably like Viewfinder and Superliminal.
Oh no, I've entered Roller Coaster Tycoon Simulator, everyone. Oh my god.
You're right. Because they're good books. Because I think Book of Tiana is Atris's mother. I think Tiana is his mother. I could be wrong about that.
I just went in a circle. What was any of that about? I didn't accomplish anything.
Tiana, known among humans as Anna or Anna, is the first woman from the outside world to enter the domain of the Denis.
Is she the little girl?
Is Denis how you pronounce it?
Oh.
Okay. Because I've always said deny, but
it's probably deny. Maybe
I've never looked up any pronunciation of anything, so I just always say things the way that I think they should be said.
So Book of Tiana is the middle book, but it's chronological. Yeah, no, as Emily said, it's the canonically first book. So they pulled a George Lucas.
Also, it has Watto in it.
Yeah, Watto's also. It's easy to miss him, but he's in there. And yeah, Disney just out here stealing Mistverse for princess names. I'm excited that a Myst character is getting the refresh of Splash Mountain.
That would be cool.
I would love if tomorrow Disney's just like, anyway, the Myst plan is back on.
They could just call it Myst Mountain.
Yeah.
And instead of going down and making a big splash, it's just Misty.
And all the animatronics are just replaced by books yelling at you.
Only if John Goodman voices one of them.
And then someone comes out and goes, "Can I see you?" I really hope, because again, we're now talking about something that I read 17 years ago. Maybe less, maybe 16 years ago. I suspect the book of Deny came out in 97, and I'm pretty sure I read those 3 Myst books in 98. So I don't think I realized that I read those books freshly off.
They actually just redid the Treehouse to be the Disney's. It was being worked on when Phony was being carried through Disneyland recently.
What are they changing it to?
It's not Swiss Family Robinson directly, but it's a weird. It's definitely Swiss Family Robinson again, but they realized no one would know what that is in terms of kids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So now it is Disneyland. It's the Adventureland What's the specific thing? Where is it? Come on. It's the Adventureland treehouse inspired by Walt Disney's Swiss Family Robinson. Is the full name. Not the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse. Anything like that. It's Adventureland treehouse inspired by Swiss Family Robinson.
Okay.
In Disney's Swiss Family Robinson.
It's very much so. Or, you know, as we also like to call it, ATIWDSFR. Atuds.
I was trying to come up with a Hershey.
Oh no, that was a good one. I appreciated the cup fusion, but it really embodied the confusion that name creates. I mean,
in Disney's Swiss Family Robinson, families live in trees.
Me, Cornelia.
That's all I got.
The treehouse is powerful. Weak.
So finally, I'm gonna see what this elevator, I guess, does, but I don't know if that matters. Sure, wait, okay. Got the extend to it. Why is it not? Let the water flow.
I'm now wondering if I just uploaded a random Myst save when I played it that was in the middle of the game.
It's possible.
Because I don't remember any of this part.
I remember in Riven, there, you know, because it was such a more advanced game.
It had
There
10
would be
times
times
the
where
budget.
you would go to a screen and there'd be like a little video of like a child like walking by or looking at you, and
Yeah.
that was always really fucking creepy.
Apparently a 4-person team made the original Myst.
If you played the Oregon Trail 2, they added video stuff to it, and it's all like old music. It's like, hello, dude, you want to trade? Let's go do that.
I like that.
But it had like a pool of like a lot of people involved, and all of them, some of them the most stilted acting ever, but it's beautiful.
I think I had that one. I would always. I've talked about this a bunch of times. I don't like games where you have like inventory stuff like that.
Oh my god!
And I remember I'd be like, oh, I want to play Oregon Trail, and then it'd be like I had to spend like the first half hour like buying a bunch of stuff. I don't want to do that.
New world alert. Okay, that was a lot of going back and forth, but part of that was my own not looking in the peripherals.
I mean, that's basically Myst.
Oh,
Can we see one of the brothers?
This takes me back to here. I go back to where I came from. I didn't load, did I? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I saved, right? Wait. How does it? Okay, I'm just gonna double check here. Because I'm sus. I just want to make sure if that book really did take us back there.
I love that sound's still in there. Like, that is what Myst sounds like.
Okay, yeah, so here's the book. So wait a minute. So I found the book on here that sent me to the tree world, which then made me solve a series of elevator puzzles to then proceed to find a book to send me back to the world I was already at.
So what's important when you write an age, that you have a return book with you, because if you write an age and you go into it and you don't have a return book, you're just stuck there.
Well, I know, but I didn't accomplish anything else in that world except to get the return book.
Yeah.
So is that just to teach you need return books? I just don't know what I accomplished in that thing except do literally a giant circle.
I feel like this isn't a spoiler because this is just me trying to remember Myst, but I believe there's a ripped out page that you're supposed to find in that world.
Sounds like suffering.
That's for you.
Hello. Yes. You're also muted.
No.
Now you're not.
Okay. I have been trying to understand the plot of this book. I am so fucking lost. Every paragraph is like, and then there was another council meeting, and the councils decided to get them this book, but then they said they shouldn't give them this book. But then another council met and also had a meeting. I'm like, what is happening? Can someone describe what this plot is?
Councils love meetings.
Councils, people are bringing in things to ratify to each other.
Highly illogical.
Highly illogical.
Oh, speaking of, I gotta remember which episode of Red Shirts is gonna drop tonight.
Oh.
That would be The Alternative Factor. Oh,
yes.
That's Matter and Antimatter.
Also, one of the Andor directors is apparently attached to a new Star Trek movie.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Using what
New Star Trek movie.
New movie.
That's that.
Exciting.
Toby Haynes.
Exciting.
Do you know yet what cast they're using for it?
It's going to be a prequel to the Abrams Star Trek, taking place decades before that.
But
And it'll be
decades
produced
before
by
that,
Bad Robot.
but decades before that is
Exactly the same as the original timeline.
the original timeline. Yeah, so decades before that is, well, it depends. Decades before that in the future means you're just in like lower decks time.
No, it's decades before the JJ movie.
Then you're just in Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
Except Pike. I guess yeah. So it would have to be about young Pike, maybe, or not? It doesn't have to be.
And yet Greenwood Pike is older than Ensign Mount Pike, even though the timeline hadn't split yet.
Well, yeah, but they obviously wouldn't cast Greenwood again because he played the old one.
Yeah, no, they'd cast someone new. If they do Pike, it could also be another ship and is just loosely connected.
Yeah.
Though it's JJ, so probably not.
I'm looking for anything else in this world.
And they're also working on Star Trek 4 still, which will be the capstone to the JJ trilogy.
That's never happening.
No, it's not.
Never
not
happening.
at this point.
I think we talked about this before, but
A Wonder Box for romance.
this is the longest time since Star Trek: The Motion Picture between a Star Trek movie coming out and
That's
another
true.
Star Trek movie.
I did not know that fact.
And the only reason you should make another Star Trek movie is if you let Quentin Tarantino make his Star Trek movie.
Yeah. He did want that to be his last film.
Yeah.
Is Quentin Tarantino's Star Trek.
You know, I've never thought of someone being barefoot on a spaceship, but it's had to have happened sometime, you know.
So did you want to do Pissed Calls next week, or?
You must do pissed calls.
I think that's the shot. That's
Okay.
You must.
Yeah,
I've
the
seen
piss has been called.
I see
I'm
no
excited.
protestations at the moment.
No, we
No.
will destroy anyone with protestation.
None dare.
There, I will phaser them out of existence.
And I'll blast them.
So anyway, I start blasting.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Update for everyone who doesn't care. Finally, in my Who watch, I'm on to the 5th Doctor.
Hey.
Oh.
It took 14 months to watch for me to watch all of the Fourth Doctor episodes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Tom Baker stayed there a long time.
Yeah, apparently it was 172 episodes.
Yeah.
We took
like
we took a
7
break.
years, I believe.
Yeah.
That's about as many as you need to get like good syndication.
But that's just him.
It's
Yeah.
just him. Yeah, I mean, I think without a doubt, we watched more episodes with him than we watched episodes without him.
He is
No, that's
the
not true.
longest tenured Doctor still, too.
That's probably true due to the amount of lost episodes.
Lost episodes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
himself is syndicated. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is known throughout the multiverse. And speaking of the multiverse, we're so excited to have some Marvel trivia.
Yes.
Are you
Yes, we
all
have
excited? Do you
I
recognize
am
the
as
Marvel
excited.
character?
Yes,
My
do you recognize which of Marvel's merry menagerie of masked marauders in comic book here is dressed as?
Yes, guess.
You are Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick.
Excelsior!
No.
I'm gonna torment an actor.
I'm
Are you Jubilee?
Am I Jubilee? I mean, I could be, honestly.
You shooting
But
fireworks?
I am extremely recognizable and identifiable character, Kitty Pryde.
Kitty
Yes.
Pryde.
Of course.
That's
That
right.
was my
Yes,
second guess.
you're dressed as Sprite.
No, she's Shadowcat.
She was Sprite first.
Okay, Stan. Sorry, Stan. Sorry.
Right. Sprite is Starry now.
You're right. You're right.
Oh.
No, you silly person. Sierra Mist is starry now.
Very rude to have
Friends.
Mountain Dew up in the corner when we're talking
Mhm.
about its rival Sierra Mist out there.
Exactly. Misty
You're right. I'll put Pocky the
information.
one chip challenge.
Oh, the one.
Mist-
Remember when that killed a kid?
I'm gonna put something else then. Quark.
Remember when
Misty-
Quark killed a kid?
Yeah.
Misty information. What are your last words before we destroy this world and go to a trivia world?
Fuck you for making me play Mist. I love this game.
Blog Riven. Share with us her last words.
Pickle!
No!
Pickle!
Pick up.